Hi everyone, my name is Amelia and I'll be teaching you a slow flow yoga class today. I'm so glad that you're joining me. If you have a yoga mat, go ahead and grab your yoga mat. If not, you can find a carpeted area and that'll do just fine. If you have sensitive knees, go ahead and grab a blanket or a pillow to place underneath your knees when you need it. We won't necessarily need a block, and I won't be cueing for the use of a block, but if you like using a block in your yoga practice, you can use that today as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get started in a child's pose. Come on over to your knees, and you can choose either knees together or knees apart. Sink your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands forward. Rest your forehead down towards the ground. So as we start our practice, we'll take a couple moments here to just tune into our bodies. This is a very internal pose, turning inward. Start to notice, how does your back feel? How do your hips feel? Can you soften your shoulders? Can you release any muscles in your face? And once you've found a little bit of softness in your body, start to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth like a sigh. Let's do 2 more of those. Deep breath in through your nose and exhale like a sigh. Last one, inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale to release. And then slowly start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And so throughout practice today, keep this breath in and out of your nose. And if you ever need a place to rest or find your breath within this practice, you can come into this pose, child's pose, at any time. Take another deep breath in right here. Exhale it out. Then inhale, walk your arms over to the right side. Press into your hands, push your hips back to the left and let your head drop back down, getting a nice side body stretch. On your next inhale, come back through to the center, then exhale over to the other side. Hands to the left, press your hips back to the right. Take a couple breaths. On your next inhale, come back through to the middle. One more exhale right here. Let your whole body release down towards your mat. On your next inhale, slowly roll forward. Come to a tabletop position. Take your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Your knees come right underneath your hips, and this is a great place if you'd like to take a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees. You can. Spread your fingers wide, palms are flat. If you're dealing with any wrist issues, you can always come up onto your fists. We're going to start with cat-cows here. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, round into cat pose. Chin in towards your chest, tailbone drops down. Inhale, drop your belly, arch your back, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, curl inward. And inhale, press your heart forward, look up towards the ceiling. Deep exhale to round inward. Inhale, lift your tailbone a little bit higher. Let's do this a few more times. And as you're moving, focus fully in on your breath. You can start to let go of any external thoughts that you might have. And throughout this practice today, really tune into how every movement feels in your body. Here's our last round. Deep exhale. Inhale, press forward, look up. Then come back to a neutral position right in the middle. Extend your right leg back behind you. Lift up through your core. Left arm comes straight out. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale, extend long, look forward, and exhale, crunch it in. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Last one, inhale, reach. This time, exhale, crunch it in, hold. Lift your right knee as high as you can for 3. Here's 2. And 1, reach back out, inhale, exhale, release down. We'll switch to the other side. Left leg extends back behind you. And don't lift it up so high that your belly drops down. Pull up through your core, then extend your right arm out. Deep breath in. As you exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend forward, look forward, and exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Last 2, big reach, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, reach forward, exhale, crunch it in, hold for 3. Can you lift your left knee higher? Here's 2. And 1, reach back out, inhale, exhale, set it down. We're gonna work into our thoracic spine, our upper back just a little bit. So from here, keep your hips directly over your knees. Take your hands forward. Slowly drop your chest down towards your mat. Again, hips stay high. And then your forehead or your chin can come down to your mat, whichever feels better on your neck. Spend a couple breaths here, taking deep breaths in and out. This can be a little intense for the shoulders, so every time you exhale, imagine your shoulders dropping down another inch. Here's 1 more breath in. Exhale. And slowly press yourself all the way back up to the top. We'll take a twist from here. Left hand stays down. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, take your right hand underneath your left arm. Right shoulder comes to your mat, right side of your head comes down. You can stay right here or extend your left arm straight out in front of you. Another variation you can take is your left hand coming behind your back. If you want to add on, maybe you start to extend your left leg. And then if you really want to play with balance, maybe lift your left leg off the ground. If you roll out of it and fall out, that's okay, just play around. Here's 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly release. So left hand comes underneath your left shoulder. Drop your left knee down if you had it lifted. Press into your left hand, reach your right arm way back up high. And exhale, release down. Let's try the other side. Inhale, reach your left arm tall. As you exhale, weave underneath your right arm. So again, you can stay right here the whole time, just breathing into this twist. Or maybe you want to extend your right arm straight forward. Option to take it around behind your back. And then final option, take your right leg long behind you. Maybe you encourage your core to engage and lift your right foot off the ground. A little bit tricky, play around with it. Here's a couple more breaths. 1 more breath in. As you exhale, plant your right hand down, your right knee comes down. Press into your right hand, reach your left arm really tall. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come all the way back down. From here, fingers spread wide, your entire palms pressing down into your mat. Tuck your toes behind you, send your hips back, and we'll find downward facing dog pose. So start with your knees bent, your chest pressing back towards your thighs. If you have tight hamstrings, this is a great place to start. And then over time, you'll start to press your heels down towards your mat. Maybe legs come straight. In your first down dog, just pedal out your feet a couple times, bend one knee at a time. Work out any tightness you're feeling in the backs of your legs. Maybe move your hips side to side. Take a couple breaths. Then come back to stillness in your down dog. Press your heels down. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, push into your hands, lift your hips a little bit higher. On your next inhale, look forward. We're going to roll forward to a high plank position, activating our core a little bit more. Push into your hands. Shoulders are engaged, legs are super long, and your hips should be nice and level with the ground. So they're not too high, they're not too low, we're right in the center. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, lower your knees to your mat. Bend your elbows lower all the way down to the floor. First back bend. Inhale, lift up, low cobra pose. Shoulders drop down, elbows in. Exhale, release. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, little lift, hard off the mat. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift up. This time, maybe hold. Fingertips float off the ground. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release down. So here's our first challenge of our practice today. This is totally optional. If you'd like to, you can tuck your toes, push into your hands, engage through your core, press straight back up to your high plank position, and then send it back to down dog. If you don't want to do that, just find your own way back to down dog. So we're going to turn this into a little bit of a flow. On your next inhale, roll forward, come to a high plank position. Exhale, bend your knees lower down all the way to your chest. Inhale, lift up, low cobra pose. Exhale, release down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, low cobra. Exhale. Last one, inhale, lift. And we'll come right back down. Exhale, hands are flat, tuck your toes, push straight back up to your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Exhale it out. Let's do that all 1 more time. Inhale, roll forward, find your high plank. This time, exhale, bend your knees. If you'd like to add a chaturanga into your practice, bend your elbows, a tricep push-up, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift up halfway, low cobra. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Hands are flat. Tuck your toes. Lift from your core first. Press straight back up to your plank position. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Nice work. So from here, keep your left foot down. Reach your right foot straight up towards the ceiling. Take a couple moments to find your hips square to the ground. So notice I'm not opening up my hip yet. My right hip is pointing straight down towards the ground. Right foot is flexed. Right toes point towards the ground. You should lift from your heel. Press out through your heel. Take another deep breath in. And now exhale, open your hips. You can drop your right foot behind you by bending your knee. Make sure you're still pressing equally into both hands. And here, if you'd like to spin your ankle, make some circles with your knee or bigger circles with your hip, play around with any movement that might feel good here. We'll take 1 more deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. Then on your next inhale, lengthen through your right leg. Exhale, draw your right knee forward, step between your hands, big step forward. Drop your back knee down to your mat. Starting in a low lunge position. Your hands are on either side of your right foot. Keep your chest nice and tall. So this is a great place if you've got those blocks and your hands don't reach the ground. You can take a block or some books underneath your hands. If you can't reach the ground and you don't have any props, then hold yourself up onto your front thigh, roll your shoulders back, and lift your chest tall. So we'll spend a couple more breaths here. And as you're breathing, imagine your hips sliding forward towards the front of your mat. Here's another deep breath in. Exhale, release your arms down. Start to walk it back to Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits. So your fingertips will walk back. Your front leg, your right leg is straight. Pull your right toes back towards your face. Lengthen up tall through your spine and you come up onto your fingertips. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Keep everything else long to hinge forward. So this is getting deep into our calf. You might also feel this through the hamstring and your right glute a little bit. If you want to go deeper, you can take your left hand out and physically pull back on your right foot. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. On your next inhale, slowly come forward. Frame your front foot. Taking a twist, left hand stays down, rotate open to the right side. Feel free to stay right here with your right hand on the outside of your right thigh. If you'd like to take it deeper, you can reach your right arm straight up. Eventually, you might tuck your back toes and lift your back knee off the ground. Here's another deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. One more inhale, lift your heart a little taller. As you exhale, release all the way down, frame your front foot, and step it back to downward facing dog. Let's switch to the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. So first, both hip bones are pointing straight down towards your mat. Left foot is flexed, left toes pointing straight down towards the ground. Lift through your left heel just a little bit more. Push into your hands, send your hips back into space. We've got one more full breath here. Exhale. Now slowly start to open your hips to the left, bend your left knee in half, and drop your foot behind you. So same thing here, you can twirl that left foot if it feels good, maybe some knee circles or hip circles. Really play around with what feels good to you. And stillness might feel the best, and you can choose that. Here's one more breath. Exhale. On your next inhale, lengthen through your left leg. Exhale, draw your left knee forward, step between your hands. Drop your back knee all the way down to your mat. Starting with our low lunge, you can either come onto fists or maybe your blocks at the front of your mat, or choose to prop yourself up onto your front thigh. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart tall, and every time you exhale, imagine your hips releasing down towards your mat just a little bit more. Here's one more full breath in. Exhale, release your hands down. Coming into our half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Walk your front leg back, left leg is straight. Lift up onto your fingertips, lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, just bend in your elbows to hinge forward. So here I like to visualize a string pulling my heart forward towards the front of my mat, and another string pulling my toes back towards my chest. You can stay here, take your right hand out and peel back your left toes, totally optional. Here's another deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly start to walk it back forward. Come into your low lunge. This time, right hand stays planted. Start to twist open to the left side. Left hand can either stay on your left thigh, or you can reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Stay here, or if you want to take it a little deeper, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee off your mat. 3 more breaths. Here's 2. Last one, lift your heart a little taller. Exhale, release all the way down. Frame your front foot, step it back to downward facing dog pose. We'll take a couple moments here if you need to. Drop to child's pose, send your hips back, and take a couple breaths. We'll take one more full breath in. Nice deep exhale. Then wherever you are, meet me back in that downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Take as many steps as you need to get there. And when you get to the top, land with your feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot and just let your head drop down, round through your spine. Maybe grab opposite elbows. So this is ragdoll. And you can just lightly swing side to side, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure your neck's completely relaxed. Here's one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms down. Take a deep breath in, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine. We'll be coming back to this a lot during our practice, so kind of memorize this feeling of pressing forward into your shins, lifting your heart, finding a nice long spine, hips press back and up. As you exhale, take your hands to your hips, then push into your feet. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up to a stand. Roll your shoulders back and draw your feet together. Take your palms forward to encourage your chest to open towards the front of the room. As you take a deep breath in, imagine the crown of your head growing taller. And as you exhale, press down into your feet, deep into your mat. This is Tadasana, or mountain pose. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Then on your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, gaze up towards your fingertips. Exhale to fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Once you get here, take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Then press into your feet, reach your arms back up towards the ceiling, gaze up tall. Exhale, float your hands down next to your side. Let's do that once again. Inhale, reach up tall. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine. This time as you exhale, keep the length in your spine and fold forward. So you might not be able to fold as far, but you're keeping the integrity and engagement in this pose. Here's one more full breath in. Exhale. Inhale, press into your feet, reach all the way up tall. Exhale, hands release down. Mixing it up just a little bit. Take your feet hip distance apart. Find a nice soft bend in your knees. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. As you inhale, press your fists back, reach your heart open, look up. Then exhale, fold forward, release your head down. Take a few breaths here to press your fists away from your body. Draw your shoulders back away from your ears and just let your head fully rest down towards the ground. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, release your arms down towards your mat. Lift up halfway, hands to your shins, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, bend your knees a lot, plant your hands to your mat. Let's find that high plank position once again. So legs extend long, chest is forward, head is neutral. One more breath. As you exhale, bend your knees, tap to the ground. Elbows bend, find your chaturanga modified with the knees on the ground, and then inhale, lift upward facing dog. So first, deep back bend. You can come here, or if that's too much for you, you can always come down to that low cobra pose. Let's take one more breath. As you exhale, send your hips back, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. While you're breathing here, press your hips a little higher up towards the ceiling. Make sure your entire palms pressing down into your mat on each hand. All of the pads of your fingertips kind of dig into the ground a little bit. Maybe you can send your heels back a little bit more. Lift up through your abdominal region. One more deep breath in. Exhale. And inhale, look forward. Bend your knees. Walk back up to the top of your mat. and find a forward fold. Press into your feet, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, float your hands down. Let's try a full sun salutation. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine. Then exhale, plant your hands. Take it back to a plank position. You've got a couple options here. You can drop your knees for the chaturanga like we did the last time, or maybe you take a full chaturanga. So knees off the ground, bend halfway down, elbows hug in towards your body. Flip your feet, inhale, press upward facing dog. Exhale, send your hips back, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now remember, when we come into down dog, it is a rest pose, but if it doesn't feel restful, you can come back into child's pose. Let's take 3 more breaths. Here's 2. And 1. On your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and come back up to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, reach your arms tall, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands float down. Let's take 1 more sun salutation A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, take it back to plank. Optional for full chaturanga, or bend those knees. Inhale, press upward facing dog pose. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Remember, you can always come to child's pose. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. You have an option to step or hop up to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold forward. Then press into your feet, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands float down next to your side. Take a couple moments here to find your Tadasana again. So make sure your feet are together, heels and toes touching. Roll those shoulders back. Lengthen tall through your spine. Press down into your feet. And then take a full breath in. Deep sigh. Let's do another one of those. Feels so good. Deep breath in. And exhale. All right, on your next inhale, reach your arms up. This time as you exhale, sink down into a chair pose. Hips move back towards the ground. All of your weight is in your heels. Your toes should be nice and free. Try to keep your arms in line with your ears, but if that's too much for your shoulders, hands can come straight down, or you can just drop them next to your side. Wherever you are, take 1 more full breath in. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. This time, exhale, plant your hands. We're going to come right back to our downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, inhale your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knee in towards your chest, step between your hands. Notice your back foot. Your back heel should be down. The ball of your back foot's on your mat. On your next inhale, press into your feet, reach up into Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge pose. So this is different than Warrior One. If you're used to Warrior One, that back heel's down on your mat, but this time the heel is lifted. Make sure your front knee and front ankle are right in line with each other. Lift up a little taller through your core. Reach a little taller through your fingertips. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, spin open to Warrior Two. So your right knee is bent. Your back foot is now down on your mat, parallel to the back of your mat. Flip your front palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, find Reverse Warrior. Lift your heart tall towards the ceiling and exhale, bend into your front knee a little bit more. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, come forward. We're coming into extended side angle. Lower your right forearm down. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Take a few breaths here. As you're breathing here, I really like to think of this pose as a heart opener. So reach your heart taller towards the ceiling. Gaze up a little higher if that's comfortable for your neck. On your next inhale, slowly press back up to the top. Walk your back foot in just a tiny bit. Take your hands to your hips. Lengthen tall inhale. As you exhale, start to send your hips back to the left. Then reach your right arm straight forward as long as you can. Gently place your right hand down. Left arm reaches up for Trikonasana or triangle pose. Take a few breaths. Notice where your breath is right now. And slow down those exhales. Take deeper inhales if you can. On your next inhale, slowly press all the way back up to the top. Rebend into your right knee. We're going to windmill our arms down and around. Frame your front foot. And then step it back to downward facing dog. All right, side number 2. Inhale, lift your left leg high. As you exhale, bend your left knee in towards your chest. Take a big step forward towards the front of your mat. Your back heel's lifted, right ball of the foot is down. Press into your feet. Reach up into Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge. Finding lots of power here. Push down into your feet, but lift up through your thighs. Almost imagine that you're squeezing a grape between your inner thighs. Lift your chest, maybe lift your gaze, arms reach straight up towards the ceiling. We'll take another deep breath in. As you exhale, open wide into Warrior 2 pose. Sink deep into your front knee. Make sure your back foot's parallel to the back of your mat. Lengthen through your chest and then pull your arms apart. Gaze straight towards your left hand. On your next inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale to reverse warrior. Here you can look up towards your top palm or back and down towards your back foot, whichever feels better for your neck. One more deep breath in. Exhale, come forward. Lower your left forearm down. Right arm reaches up for extended side angle. Once again here, lift your heart a little taller. Sometimes it's helpful to bend that top arm. Take it to your top shoulder. Physically peel your top shoulder back and open even more, and then send your top arm straight back up. Here's one more deep breath in. Exhale. Push into your feet. Come all the way back up to the top. This time you'll want to scooch that back foot in just a little bit. Take your hands to your hips. Lift up tall. Inhale. As you exhale, send your hips back towards your right foot. Reach your chest forward. Then your left arm reaches straight out in front of you. Deep breath in, lift tall through your core. Exhale, left hand floats down, right arm reaches up for Trikonasana or triangle pose. You can take your gaze wherever's most comfortable for your neck. Here I like to look down, but you might like to look up. Think about not letting your upper body collapse, but lift up taller through your chest. Here's one more breath. Deep exhale to stay where you are. Then inhale, slowly press all the way back up to the top, bend into your front knee. Windmill your hands around, frame your front foot. Take it back to downward facing dog pose. On your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, walk your feet up to the top of your mat, and exhale, fold forward. Coming back through chair pose, bend your knees, lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, float your hands down next to your side. Awesome. So we're going to do that same flow once again and then add one more pose to it. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, sink your hips low. Take a full breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale. exhale, plant your hands. Just take it back to your downward facing dog. When you get there, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, draw your knee forward, step between your hands. Reach up, Anjaneyasana, gaze up towards your fingertips. Moving a little bit faster. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Flip your front palm, inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, come back through to the center. Exhale, extended side angle. We'll pause here for a few moments. If you want to take this pose deeper, this would be a great time to take that right hand down, maybe to a block. Maybe it can reach the ground. If not, keep your forearm right on your thigh. Here's 3 more breaths. 2. And 1. Inhale, slowly press all the way back up to the top. Instead of coming into triangle pose, spin off your back heel, reach back up to Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge. From here, press into warrior 3. Push off your back foot and reach into warrior 3. I probably went off the camera there, so I'm going to scoot back. But your right foot is planted. Left leg is long behind you. Both arms reach straight forward. Whoop, and if you fall out like I just did, come right back in. Try again. You can try as many times as you need to. If you feel wobbly, you can always just keep that back toe tacked to the ground. Over time, you'll make this nice T shape with your body. Reach as long as you can through your fingertips. Left toes extend backwards. Take 1 more deep breath in. As you exhale, release and come to a stand. Nice work. Let's try the other side first. Give your legs a little shake. Then reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, sink down into chair pose. Last side. Reach up tall. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat. Take it back to downward facing dog. When you get there, inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Press into Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge. Right away, we'll open wide, hips to the side, warrior 2 pose. Flip your front palm, inhale. As you exhale, find reverse warrior. Really lift your heart up here. Inhale, slowly come back through to the center. Exhale, extended side angle. We'll once again take our time here. If you want to take this deeper, maybe you take your left hand down to your mat or to a block, or just keep it right on your thigh. Here's 1 more deep breath in. Exhale. Slowly press all the way back up to the top. Find warrior 2. From here, spin off your back heel. Reach up into Anjaneyasana, both hip bones facing forward. Then push off of your back foot. Find that warrior 3 pose again. So try to land it if you can. If you fall out though, that's okay. Try again. Reach your arms straight out in front of you. And feel free to fall out as many times as you can. If you can't tell, I'm a little wobbly today. That's okay. Breathe into it. Here's 3 more breaths. Try to steady that breath. 2, reach a little bit farther out and back. And 1, slowly release your hands down, come to that stand. Whew. And shake it out. Great job, everyone. Come back up to the top of your mat. We're going to slowly make our way down to the floor. Reach your arms back up towards the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, plant your hands. So this is our final vinyasa. Moving through that chaturanga, it's totally optional. Come to your plank, bend into your elbows. You can always drop your knees here if you need it. Inhale, lift upward facing dog. And this time, exhale, send it back into child's pose. after you've taken a few breaths in your child's pose, slowly press yourself all the way back up to the top. We're going to swing around and come to a seat. So take your time to find your seat. So now we're going to start to slow down our practice a little bit. Great work up until now. Take your feet together and your knees apart. This is Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. And here we want to roll our shoulders back, lift your chest nice and tall. If you can, open up your feet like a book towards the ceiling. This encourages your hips to open up a little bit more. Then take another deep breath in. This time as you exhale, hinge forward. And as you come forward, try to maintain the length in your spine. Keep your shoulders back and down. As we're breathing here, I invite you to close your eyes and start to find a softness, especially in your face. Release your forehead, separate your teeth, drop your tongue to the bottom of your mouth. We've got a couple more deep breaths here. When you're ready, slowly come all the way back up to the top. So we're going to keep our right foot in towards our body. Extend your left leg out at an angle to the side. So it's not in front of you, it's out to the side. Pull your right foot close in towards your body. Then drop your left hand down. Reach your heart up and over to the right side. So notice I'm physically turning my body over to the side. Reach your right arm up, inhale. As you exhale, lean over to the left side. We'll take a few breaths here. Really notice where your chest is. If you could have a light shining from your chest, would the light be shining up? Or would it be shining down? And if that light is shining down, try to reach that leg a little taller up towards the ceiling. Maybe lean a little bit deeper over to the left side. Take one more deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. And inhale, come all the way back up to the top. And exhale. Release. Very nice. Draw your left foot straight in. So right foot's going to stay tucked in towards your body. This time, lengthen through your spine. We're folding forward. Start to walk your hands forward as you exhale. Frame your front foot. And release your head down. So all of these forward folds, it's not about touching your forehead to your leg or touching your toes. It really is about finding the stretch, finding engagement in your body and breathing into it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What matters is what it feels like. So come back once again to the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your body. Here's one more deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly come all the way back up to the top. All right, let's switch sides. So right foot's going to come long. Left knee comes in. Take your left knee out to the side. And then slide your right foot out diagonally. Pull that left foot in. Tuck it in close to your body. I like to keep my foot activated, so if you'd like to activate your foot, you can either point your toes or pull your toes back towards your face. First, take your right hand down. And then open your chest to the left side. So physically turn your body over to the left. As you inhale, reach your left arm up. As you exhale, lean over to the right side. So this time, your heart keeps reaching up towards the ceiling. If you find yourself in a place where you're looking down, your chest is pointing down, really challenge yourself to open up this posture. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling as well. Over time, you might be able to lean a little bit more to the right. We've got a few more breaths here. Here's one more deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly come all the way back up to the top. Keep your left foot in, take your right foot straight forward. Make sure your hips are square on your mat. Then frame your front foot with your hands, lift up tall, inhale. As you exhale, start to walk forward, lead with your heart towards your toes. Once again, come fully into the sensation of your breath. Notice as you inhale, your body expands. And as you exhale, your body can release maybe a little bit deeper into the pose. Here's one more deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly come all the way back up to the top. Keep your right foot forward, take your left leg out as well. So now we'll take a forward fold. Let's take a restorative forward fold though. So let your feet completely relax. And then this time, I know I've been telling you to stay up really tall and engaged, but this time just let your whole upper body kind of collapse over your front legs. And I'll turn to the side to make this a little bit more obvious, but usually we would keep our spine long and fold forward, but this time I'm really encouraging you to just soften, excuse me, and release down towards your mat. Notice how your back feels, how your shoulders feel, how your neck feels. And is there a place where you can breathe a little bit more ease into your body? Maybe you feel some tightness in your hamstrings. Send your breath down into your hamstrings. And we've got one more deep breath in. Deep exhale. And slowly come all the way back up to the top. Take your hands behind you. Your fingertips will point forward. Your hands are about 6 to 8 inches behind your hips. If you've got wrist problems, this is a good place to come up onto your fists. Draw your feet close in towards your body. Feet come flat, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. This is reverse tabletop. I want you to keep your chin tucked in towards your chest like you're holding a grapefruit underneath your chin. As you're breathing here, feel your chest expand, lift your hips a little bit higher. We've got one more deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release down. Come to a seat, grab onto your thighs, behind your legs, lift up tall. And then start to tiptoe your way back to your sit bones. This is our last little core exercise of the day. Float your right foot up and then your left foot up. And slowly reach your arms out to the side. This is Navasana or boat pose. If this is too much for you, you can always grab right here. If you want an extra challenge, maybe straighten your legs. That is totally optional. So let's take 5 breaths. Here's 1. 2, lift up taller. Breathe deeply in and out of your nose. Here's 3. If you're shaking, that's okay. That means you're getting stronger. Here's 4. 1 more deep breath in and exhale. Gently release. You can hug into your legs, maybe round through your spine. Nice work. So let's come up to the top of our mats. And then take your hands forward slowly, one vertebra at a time. Roll all the way down onto your back. Ooh, I have a little spider on my hand. Hello, I obviously need to sweep my floor. Ooh. Okay, while I'm dealing with my spider, you're all the way down on your back. Walk your feet close in towards your body. Flatten out your shoulder blades. And then press into your feet. We're coming into a bridge pose. Lift your hips high up towards the ceiling. So this is a heart opener. Make sure that you're looking straight up towards the ceiling. If you can, push into your hips. Find engagement in your inner legs and lift your hips higher. We'll take 3 more breaths. Here's 2. And 1. Slowly release your hips all the way down. And when you get there, you can windshield wipe your knees side to side. And just let that release your spine. When you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest. So we're coming into our last few poses here. Take your arms straight out to a T. And when you're ready, drop both of your legs over to the right side. Take a nice twist. As you're breathing in this twist, encourage your left shoulder to stay down on your mat. Maybe you look over towards your extended left arm. Take 1 more full breath in. Exhale, and slowly come back into the center. As you exhale, take both of your legs over to the left side, twisting to the opposite side. This time, maybe you look over towards your right extended arm. Again, both shoulder blades planted into your mat. Take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly come all the way back to the center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. I'll give you a few moments to take any final pose that might feel good to you. Something that your body is calling for at the end of this practice. If you have an inversion in your practice, that might be a gentle inversion. I'm going to take a happy baby, so I'm going to grab onto the bottoms of my feet and pull my knees down. You might choose another hip opener. Just listen to your body and what it needs in this moment. Take your time. But when you feel like you've finished balancing out your body, we're going to come into our final pose, Shavasana. You have as much time as you need here. When you're ready, extend your legs long out in front of you. Take your hands next to your side, turn your palms up towards the ceiling, and flatten your shoulder blades down onto your mat. So this is Shavasana. I'll let you stay here. I'm going to roll up to a seat so you can hear me a little bit better. But stay down in that Shavasana. Allow yourself to close your eyes. And this is time for your body to process all of the incredible work that you just did in our practice today. Begin to slowly start to let go of anything else you might be holding on to. First, let go of control of your breath. Just let your breath return back to its natural state. Then let go of any final tension you might be holding in your body. Smooth out your forehead. Release the space between your eyebrows. Soften your cheekbones, the space behind your ears. Release your lower jaw and let your tongue hang heavy in your mouth. Then with ease, follow your breath down through the rest of your body, releasing any other tension along the way. If you find your mind wandering, just gently come back to your breath. Very gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And take some deeper breaths in and out. Roll your wrists and ankles around a few times. And when you're ready, reach your arms up over your head. Find a nice big stretch, like a good morning stretch. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. I'll give you some time to rock side to side or forward and back until eventually you can come all the way up to a seated position. Once you've found your seat, draw both of your hands to heart center. Take a moment to notice how you feel after this practice. I hope this practice left you feeling a little bit more calm and rejuvenated. And I hope to see you again on your mat soon. Thank you so much for joining me. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.